Power Book 4, Force Season 3 will undoubtedly bring Tommy and Miguel's relationship to a head at some point, with Mireya in the middle once more. Until then, she is still torn between the brother she once loved and the man she loves. Tommy wants to make sure Mireya is safe and not endangering herself because of the increased scrutiny and threats, but despite everything Miguel has done to her, Mireya finds it difficult to avoid him. Since we first met Mireya, it has been evident that she will ultimately do what she wants, even if it means upsetting one of the men in her life. The two have a bond that developed long before Tommy moved to Chicago. Tommy's softer side, which only the woman in his life can bring out of him, is rarely revealed to us. When it comes to Mireya's safety, Tommy isn't playing around. Can you really blame him? Given the current heat on Chicago's streets and the fact that Tommy and Mireya have both recently been shot at, it makes perfect sense that he would want to keep her as safe as possible. However, Tommy and Mireya disagree about her spending time with her older brother, as you can see in this exclusive preview of Power Book 4, Force Season 3 Episode 3. You can briefly forget that this is a show about drugs, greed, and the pursuit of power by any means necessary when you catch a glimpse of domestic Tommy in this clip as he and Mireya discuss her day. But only for a short while. Naturally, Tommy's fears ruin the moment, and it's probably not the only thing that irritates Tommy during this hour. In other scenes, Tommy will have to deal with the fallout from the hit on Chavo with his coalition friends, and things between him and Vic will escalate. Tommy is in the middle of a lot of different things that have happened thus far, even though he is unaware of some of them, such as Diamond and Janet's plans with his nephew. You have to wonder how long Janet will be able to keep Diamond alive before his plan is revealed, given their divergent opinions on how to handle the D-Mac situation. As we all know from watching Power for a long time, things move quickly, so anticipate another gory and exciting hour as the show approaches its series finale. Check out the preview below, and let us know in the comments whether you support Tommy or Mireya on the Miguel issue. What are your expectations for this hour? Remember that we will return on Friday with a comprehensive analysis of the hour. However, he has 9 lives, just like his uncle, and I burst out laughing when he entered the barbershop's basement. Even after Diamond persuaded Janet that killing D-Mac was in the best interests of society, they were still unable to carry it out. It seems like the King Kilo issue will persist until he severs his connections with the coalition. After doing some research, Tommy discovers that Diamond has been aware of the hit on D-Mac the entire time. That secret simply cannot be kept a secret indefinitely. Unless Diamond tries to hide his own feelings and tells Tommy and D-Mac what King Kilo wants, omitting the fact that he fully supported D-Mac's demise. In any case, we'll have to wait for that revelation and watch as Diamond and Janet attempt to explain to Tommy why D-Mac is being welcomed back into CBI despite everyone's failure to bring it up. This cliffhanger was ideal in its own right even though it didn't feature a person on the verge of death or a significant declaration. Tommy needed a wake-up call about the things that have been happening around him, and I'm more than willing to see Diamond take a stand and devote himself entirely to Tommy or allow his younger brother to control him. What role does D-Mac currently play in all of this? I can't wait to watch these 4 men lie to each other. All I know is that it will be pure cinema. With every hour that goes by, I become more and more certain that Tommy and Mireya will not have a happy ending. However, since that doesn't seem to be the direction this season is taking, they won't be the only ones who don't get to ride off into the sunset. If I had to bet on any characters dying, it would be a mix of D-Mac, Vic, and Claudia, with D-Mac currently holding the top spot. Although D-Mac has always been the worst, something about him in Power Book 4, Force Season 3 seems to be hitting even harder. He doesn't know when to stop or how to think outside of the streets, and he is incredibly stubborn. I wonder where he gets that from. He doesn't need to be alive to survive, but that is true for many members of the greater Power ecosystem. Tommy is right there with him. Tommy would stop at nothing to keep his remaining small family safe. However, D-Mac's greatest desire is to emulate Tommy, Diamond, and Janet. His desire to be respected and feared on the streets will ultimately result in his death. Since the beginning, Diamond's plan to murder D-Mac has been absurd because why doesn't he carry out the murder himself? Simply kill him after luring him out somewhere. Given what's going on in the streets, you could literally blame anyone at this point, and there would be no witnesses. In addition to Diamond and Janet consistently underestimating D-Mac, who has occasionally shown that he is not very intelligent, the intricate plan involving the 9/7s was just excessively complicated for no apparent reason. Nevertheless, he will not compromise on anything. I'll give him credit for setting himself up for success by going into that ambush with all of his ducks in a row. They were actually doing well until the gunfight started, at which point you could tell that one of the unfortunate men who had entered last night would perish. He is unwilling to set aside his pride in order to recognize the benefits of working really with someone like Tommy. In addition, Shanti, who is quite convincing, is in his ear every 5 seconds reminding him that they must rule the world. Shanti is a fascinating character because she is well liked on the streets, yet it's obvious that being a woman has kept her where she is. I will say it till the very end, Shanti, Janet, Tommy, and Diamond working together would be everything. She is intelligent, cunning, and cunning.